Welcome to This Explainer. Look, for decades, people have been obsessively debating who would win in a hypothetical showdown between the so-called king of the jungle and the absolute largest of the big cats. Well, today, we're officially putting the myths aside. We're using sheer facts, hardcore statistics, and real scientific observations to finally settle the score. We've got a massive heavyweight clash on our hands, and we're going to break it down completely systematically.
So let's take a quick look at the fight card for This Explainer. We've got 5 critical rounds today. Round 1 is aggression and hunting styles. Round 2 covers size, weight, and muscle. Round 3 dives into top speeds and endurance. Round 4 compares their bite forces, and we'll wrap up with Round 5 on feline intelligence and problem solving.
Now, before we hit the raw stats, we really need to understand their fundamentally different lifestyles, because this changes everything. The lion relies super heavily on teamwork, right? They operate within a pride. The tiger, on the other hand, is a strictly solitary hunter. Tigers don't want to pack. They want to be totally free and completely alone out there in the wild. And that need for extreme self-reliance completely alters how the tiger is built and how it behaves compared to the highly social lion.
All right, let's kick things off with Round 1, aggression and hunting styles.
Both of these cats are obviously incredibly fierce. But listen to this. In 2011, at the Ankara Zoo in Turkey, a tiger actually killed a lion with a single power swipe. One single swipe. It brilliantly and, frankly terrifyingly, illustrates the staggering, unpredictable aggression of the tiger when it's provoked. While you absolutely should respect both of these animals, historical encounters and their foundational survival instincts definitely point to the tiger taking the crown for sheer, unadulterated aggression.
Moving right along into sheer brawn, here is Round 2, size, weight, and muscle.
Okay, while male lions are undeniably massive, they max out at an impressive 700 pounds, tigers actually take the heavyweight crown here. A mature tiger can tip the scales up to a staggering 800 pounds. They are literally the largest of the entire feline family. And having an extra 100 pounds of potential maximum weight, that's a massive, massive advantage in any physical confrontation or hunting scenario.
But it's not just about the total weight on the scale. It's about what that weight is actually made of. Get this, tigers are a whopping 75% muscle compared to the lion's 58%. That is a monumental difference in body composition. Because the tiger is so robustly built, it develops these incredibly powerful forelimbs to take down prey completely solo. It doesn't have a pride to help drag down a buffalo, so it absolutely needs every single ounce of that 75% muscle mass to get the job done alone.
But hey, brute force isn't everything in the wild. Let's see how they handle stamina in Round 3, top speeds and endurance.
The lion totally comes out swinging here. A lion can actually sprint through the grasslands at an incredible 50 miles per hour. The secret to this explosive speed is their ability to fire off a series of rapid muscle contractions, allowing them to move their legs way faster than you'd ever expect for an animal of their size. It is just a spectacular burst of kinetic energy.
And the really crucial point here is that lions dominate in sheer stamina too. Not only can they hit 50 miles per hour, but they possess the remarkable endurance to walk continuously for up to 30 hours. Just think about that for a second. 30 hours of continuous movement. It speaks volumes about the lion's evolutionary adaptation to the vast African plains, where tracking prey over massive distances is just a daily requirement for the pride's survival.
Meanwhile, because tigers are so much heavier, carrying all that extra, dense muscle, and because they hunt in dense jungles that rely more on short ambushes, they're limited to a top speed of around 35 to 40 miles per hour. Sure, they're capable of high-speed running, for sure, but when it comes down to peak velocity and long-lasting endurance, this round goes strictly to the lion. They've got the clear athletic edge.
All right, we are back to raw, terrifying power now with Round 4, comparing their bite forces.
Seriously, brace yourselves for this one. The tiger's bite force clocks in at a jaw-dropping 1,050 pounds per square inch. That immense pressure is perfectly adapted for their solitary lifestyle. Remember, without teamwork, a tiger has to be able to dispatch large, thick-skinned mammals incredibly efficiently, all by itself. Even a trained tiger just playing around can do serious damage, with jaws packing that kind of power.
To really put that massive gap into context, the tiger bites almost twice as hard as the lion, whose bite force sits right around 650 psi. And honestly, this perfectly explains their different hunting strategies. Lions need strong jaws, absolutely. But because their bite is substantially weaker, female lions, who do the vast majority of the hunting, rely on the pack.
They use numbers to surround their prey, targeting throats and soft spots for an easier kill. The tiger, though, it's just a hyper-efficient solo killing machine.
So far, the solitary tiger clearly dominates the physical brawn statistics. From muscle mass to bite force, it's a titan. But as we know, surviving out in the wild requires a lot more than just muscle and a crushing bite. You have to be able to outsmart your environment. So, tigers undeniably have the brawn, but who has the brains?
Which brings us to our fifth and final matchup, Round 5, feline intelligence and problem solving.
And here is where the lion mounts a massive comeback. According to the source data, lions are actually the smartest species of all the big cats. In serial task-solving experiments that were conducted on all 4 species of big cats, lions successfully solved tasks and puzzles that the heavily muscled tigers completely failed to figure out. They literally outperformed every other feline put to the test.
So why is that? Well, researchers believe the answer goes right back to what we discussed at the very beginning of this explainer. The social dynamics of living in a pride literally grant lions a higher cognitive ability. Think about it. Navigating social hierarchies, cooperating on really complex group hunts, communicating within a pack. All of this builds what's known as social intelligence. It gives lions a massive cognitive advantage over solo flying cats like the tiger, whose brains are wired purely for solitary instinct rather than complex problem solving.
So there you have it. We've objectively laid out the stats straight from the data. The tiger absolutely dominates in pure physical power, boasting an 800-pound frame, 75% muscle density, and that devastating 1050 psi bite. But the lion holds the crown for agility, endurance, and most importantly, superior puzzle-solving intelligence bred from complex social teamwork. So I want to leave you with this final thought to ponder. In the ultimate game of survival, which trait truly rules the wild? Is it solitary brawn or social intelligence? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking questions and I'll catch you on the next deep dive.